stuff.
So to start off, this was something I was supposed to show you last week. It's something that I Love Derpy 10 in the chat. I don't know if they're still here or not, but Shadow Blood on Twitter, something they drew. You weren't able to see it because you were not on the Semi-Perfect podcast where we kind of showcase these. But he wanted me to show you. So
I love it.
That's something that he drew because I think when he drew that other thing for the Semi-Perfect podcast a couple weeks back, we made a joke that you looked like Falcor. So that's kind of.
I just want to know the context of why Peter Griffin is writing me. That is amazing.
But yeah, by Shadow Blood on Twitter and I Love Derpy and Twitch. Thank you for the art.
Thank you very much indeed. That's amazing.
Okay, so got a couple other things to show. One of the things that I've been working on at work is a team poster with me and the rest of the team. And I've been doing all of these little illustrations of their faces. But, can you guess which one's me, Matt?
There you are.
The very first one.
Yeah, I was looking at the page and initially I was like, I don't see you anywhere. And then you scrolled up. It all became clear.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been working on for a little while now. Is just, because they kept adding more people to the team. I'm like, more faces to draw. So this was a lot of fun to do. They're not like perfect caricatures, but they still look enough like the person that it's cute. But yeah,
I like it.
I'm proud of it. And here's like
I like the dude in the green at the bottom there. He seems like a fun-loving guy.
The one in the baseball cap?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Norris. He's a photographer. But yeah, there's like it in a poster type of mock-up thing that I just threw together. But yeah, that's one of the projects that I've been working on for work that I can show. And
gotta love those NDAs.
Well, I never signed an NDA for anything for
smart.
But yeah, got a couple, let's see, last stream I worked on a raffle sketch commission that was won by, I believe it was Ryan on my Patreon, and now I'm going to be working on a sketch commission for Steam Hooves on my Patreon, and he asked for Blackjack from Fallout Equestria. I'm like, okay, so on the Google search, there's a lot of versions of Blackjack. Which one do you want? And of course, he chose. Guess which one he chose?
Let's see here. I'm gonna go with probably the most complex one. No.
Yeah. That one right there.
Loving the wings.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a challenge, and I'm like, okie dokie, I'll do it. Here, I'm gonna actually make my window smaller so I can actually see the chat. There we go. No problem, Demon Train. Otherwise known as Steam Hoops. So yeah, gonna be doing that today. I know a lot of the times on these streams I play my electro swing music because that's like my number one work to music, but I felt like doo-wop today, so that's what we're listening to.
And I gotta ask, since we are slightly before 6, but I see an art pad open, have we actually started the stream?
Yeah.
Cool. Well then, Captain Venom 2, you are on Toodles Art-Stream, Patreon stream. What do you call this thing anyway?
It's one of my Patreon streams. It's funded by my patrons on Patreon, and they are free streams that are open for everybody. And I usually do one per month, but this month I was doing 2 because last month mine had to be a little bit short because I was overbooked with other stuff. So
So we're gonna see how much we can get done tonight in an hour.
Yeah, because, well, yeah, this one's going to be a little bit short, too. Usually I like to go for an hour and a half to maybe close to 2 hours, but sometimes that's not possible in the day. Because I've got other stuff I gotta do.
Yeah, and you've got a busy schedule. We were chatting before we went live. She got a lot of stuff on her plate.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna get the base done. Just a basic pony, and then I'll slap some metal on it. Let's see.
Get slapping.
No, I don't. That's too close to the post that's already on there. So I'm gonna turn it. Ah!
You can do something a bit more dynamic.
As dynamic as I can get without getting overzealous. Why can't I select the dang thing?
Did you draw on the background layer?
Nope, I didn't. I'll just flip it this way.
There you go.
That works.
Ta-da!
I found it's because this Photoshop is stupid, and like when I have these fine lines, it won't let me actually like move the fucking. There we go. Did it?
What, do you have to grab it specifically?
Yeah, and if I don't, then it just thinks I'm making a selection, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not making a selection. I want to grab this and move it.
It looks like a duck.
Oh,
A
shush.
duck looking down. Very small bill. Perhaps a coot.
Oh, shush, Matt.
What? Whenever I see someone sketch out a pony, whenever I just see the nose and just the vacant eyes, it always just looks so alien.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or perhaps a bit like the Loch Ness Monster.
Rainbow dash like hair. With a horn sticking out. Whoop. Oopsie.
And as always, for those of you that are joining along in the chat, if you have any questions about what's going on, what you're seeing, or what artistic tips that Sarah can provide,
Yeah.
feel free to toss them in.
Always welcome to ask questions. Or in general, just any small chat is welcome.
You might not get an answer, but you're welcome to ask.
I will do my best to answer. Captain Venom was.
And if you got him curious here, wondering how we all doing.
I'm good. Hanging in there. I haven't been feeling well. I think I got into gluten. I have celiac disease, and it's not very good when I get into gluten. So I've just kind of in general not been feeling well for the past few days.
And I've been busy. That is all. Now, get back to me next week. I'll probably be on the Summit Perfect podcast then. I can probably go into more... in theory, I can go into more detail about it then. We'll find out. But suffice to say, yeah, I've been doing well, doing well. Good to be back doing these streams again. What happened last week on the podcast, Sarah?
My credit card statement.
Well, we talked about the season premiere of My Little Pony.
I'm so used to being
It's a good thing I missed it then. I haven't seen it yet.
Consolidated credit can help
Yeah, we talked about it, our opinions of it. We talked about... Let me see if I have my notes on my table. No, I don't.
Nah, don't worry about that. Keep going.
But,
you got it. 800
what else did we talk about?
1808.
Oh yeah, Saber was doing a video, or collecting data for a video, like most tragic or brutal deaths in animation. So we talked a bit about that, gave our input for different deaths and stuff.
Beg pardon, he was looking for the input on the what now?
Most tragic or brutal deaths in animation, like say
Mufasa.
Yeah.
And Facilier and the Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
His soul got sucked to hell
Yeah, well, I think Frollo...
by shadow demons.
I think Frollo had it a little bit worse. He got...
Yeah, he did get pitched into the fires of hell directly.
Yeah. By the devil himself. Technically.
Okay.
To the fiery pits of hell. And then he, like, falls and he literally burns and... Like, he... Not only does he fall, like... thousands of feet, he falls into molten copper and metal. That symbolizes hell, basically. And I'm like, shit. Another one was Clayton from Tarzan. He essentially hung himself on accident.
There was Gaston and Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, he fell. That one's a little more standard, I think. Like, I mean, falling from a high distance is still pretty brutal, but, like, there's
into
more.
a craggy pit.
Yeah.
I think what made his all the more horrific...
Is the skulls in his eyes?
Well, yeah, the skulls were part of it, but I guess horrific in the sense of, oh wow, that just happened. There was that moment where you thought, yeah, maybe everyone can get along. Nope.
Nah, he's too much of a piece of shit.
Nobody's a piece of shit like Gaston.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that immediately come to mind.
I think another one was the AC unit in Brave Little Toaster. Though he does come back. I think. Doesn't he come back?
He's such a twisted.
There were a lot that we talked about. Yesterday I caught up on... Matt, did you ever watch Samurai Jack?
Yes, I did.
Do you know that there's a new season out?
I heard it was coming. I didn't know it was out.
It's... I think it's got 6 episodes out right now, currently.
Wow.
I used yesterday night to catch up because I hadn't been watching them. I'm like, ooh, I have to watch. And it is great. It is just as artistically beautiful and well written as the original series by the same people, most of the same voice actors. Unfortunately, Aku's voice actor passed away a while ago, but
Did the replacement become or get anywhere close?
yeah, I mean, like, he sounds kind of like him. I don't know if he delivers the lines in quite the same way.
No one can.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been good, so I highly recommend that you check it out. It's on
What
Adult
channel
Swim.
is showing it on?
It's on Cartoon Network, but it's on Adult Swim, so they've got a few
Okay.
more adult thematic stuff in this.
Oh, good. That show. Well, hang on.
It was
Adult.
No, the
what
show.
sense?
There's quite a bit of blood.
Okay.
And there's one point where a person literally says the word penis.
Okay.
But mostly it's because of the violence, is why it's on Adult Swim.
That was one thing I appreciated about the original Samurai Jack. He will wreck.
Yeah, it was already pretty
Anything.
mature.
Well, it was mature, but the way they did it, it wasn't exceedingly graphic.
Right.
Effectively, a
Because-
lot of the things he was fighting were robots,
Yeah.
which, you know.
Yeah.
Which I think, in a way, working around that restriction made it more creative.
Yeah. Oh my god, there's this robot character that I love. He's one of the bad guys. He's one of
The one who
Aku's-
said penis, apparently.
Yes. And voiced by Tom Kenny. And I'm like, at first, like, it's... Are you familiar with Tom Kenny and his voice work?
Not offhand. What
Okay.
are some of the voices he's given?
Well, the most popular voice that he's done is SpongeBob.
Oh,
And he was
yes.
Commander
I'm familiar with that
Peepers.
voice.
He was Commander Peepers and Wander Over Yonder.
Yes.
Heifer and Rocko's Modern Life. He was Rabbit in the most recent animated Winnie the Pooh movie. But yeah, it was a Tom Kenny voice, and it's actually a quite different voice than I've heard him voice act before, but I still was able to pick it up. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's Tom Kenny, and I looked it up. I'm like, yeah, that's Tom Kenny. I'm like, wow, so refreshing for him to not do a SpongeBob-like voice, because I think that's all he's ever like hired for is like his. There's a certain voice that he has, and a lot of people hire him specifically for that, but like this character has a very different way of speaking because he's a robot, so it's hard to describe. It's like I'll just do the line, wow, what a freak, looks like a talking penis.
Gotcha.
A little bit like a Owen Wilson type of thing, but like a little more nasally, a little more high pitched, I think. Plus, it's got like this filter on it that makes him sound more robotic and mechanical. But yeah, it's a good series so far. I like it. I'm gonna do a different layer for all the metal stuff.
Part of me just wants to imagine that the writers' meeting there, if they were having one, they were just playing a game of, hey, here's a bowl of words. Y'all got to work one of these into your episode.
Yeah.
It was something we used to do in our mock trial thing in law school.
Yeah.
We called it the "That's What She Said" game. Because we'd fill the other teams in on this as we were doing our competitions, and it was a good way to break the ice, because these things can get friendly competitive, but you really you'll feel the stress.
Yeah.
It was a good way of just letting everyone kick back and realize, you know what, we're doing this for fun. Let's enjoy this.
Right.
And so the informal game was, during the preliminary rounds, if you could work the phrase "that's what she said" into the actual competition, you got a point. The team with the most points at the end of the round won.
Yeah.
Pride. We weren't playing for anything except, hey, that was fun.
Yeah.
Our school took it the next level, though. If we made it to regionals, nationals, finals, we would do "that's what she said," but there would be a bonus word.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the rounds, the word was penis.
Yeah.
And this was in an arbitration competition regarding a fictional sports contract, or it was a political advisors
Yeah.
campaign contract. How the heck you fit a penis into that? You know, that was part of the challenge.
Yeah.
And the beauty of this is these things. The finals in this case were the national finals, and they were being recorded.
Mm-hmm.
So this is on tape somewhere. And the guy that did it, I won't name names, just because to preserve some sense of privacy. This guy is amazing.
Yeah.
I need to catch up with him. As an attorney, I'm sure he's top notch.
Mm-hmm.
But you could see the exact moment in his eye when he figures out how to stick it in. No pun intended.
That's what she said.
Yep. Point for Sarah. So the topic was they had just finished up a meeting. He was a witness. So in these competitions, you play the role of attorney, role of witness, and you vary it up and all that.
Right.
He was a witness for this round, and they were talking about a meeting that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And the question, the question was, well, what was the sense of the meeting? How'd you all leave? And you just see the smile come over his face. He says, well, when we left, there was a general sense of happiness in the room.
Did it throw off the other people?
No,
or did
surprise.
They just not really notice?
The people that knew what was going on, knew exactly what just happened.
Yeah.
But no one's gonna laugh.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
Yeah.
Our professor was one of the directors, on the board of the entire competition.
Yeah.
She was sitting in the room with all of her colleagues as that occurred. As soon as that happened, she stood up and just walked out of the room.
Because she had to laugh, or she just
talking to the guy afterwards, he thought he had just crossed some unspoken line and he was going to walk home from the competition, because this was out of California. Yeah. It was not here. He just thought, oh shit, what did I do? Did I go too far?
Yeah.
No, turns out, yeah, she had to leave because she didn't want to burst out laughing in the middle of this. Because she knew about the game too.
Yeah.
And he just won the game.
Well, getting some Elvis up in this shit.
But yeah, I have to imagine. I love to think that's what the writers' meeting was like, and they just said, "Hey, see if you can stick that in somewhere." No pun intended.
Sorry, I'm enamored with it. I'll listen again.
No worries, I can't hear it. What song is it?
Only shit.
Haven't heard that.
Falling in Love.
Ah, yes. I'll shut up then. That's a good one.
Bye, Imperious.
Take it easy. You're very welcome. It's one of my favorite stories from that. Sorry that the stream kept cutting in and out. Yeah, I don't know. Let me double check. Is anyone else having that issue? Because I am having some lag on my end. I just want to make sure it's not resonating out to you guys. How's it all looking for you? I will say, for anyone in the chat that is considering playing that game or adding it to their book of business, so to speak, is make sure you know who you're playing it with, and make sure they know you're playing it too. Or don't. That could be even more fun. But yes, there is a time and a place for that game.
Yeah.
And apparently it's at the national competition. Who knew?
Oh, Imperious is not leaving yet.
Oh, welcome back. Well, is the stream still working for you?
I hope so.
Riddle me this, Imperious.
It's cutting in and out.
Well, I
I
haven't
haven't heard
anything
anybody else saying that it's happening to them. Ah, shit.
Oh, Beetle fans.
I don't know what I can do about that. Let me double check the. It's might be Twitch. I'm only using 6% of my CPU on this, so I don't think it's.
It may be an internet issue because I've gotten some pixelation in your screen.
Yeah, it might be internet. I think Jeffrey's uploading something, so that might be.
Well, tell him to knock it off. You're busy.
Can't really do that because he's AC Wraith Bust. He's got stuff he's got to do.
Well, fine. I'll tell him then. He can give you another 40 minutes. That's fine. It's fine. I'm apparently corrupting high schoolers.
Good work.
For those
Matt.
of you that are listening along, there's someone in the chat here that says one of their friends is in school and apparently they're doing mock trials, so they were amused to hear the story.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up real quick and just ask Jeffrey if he's uploading anything still, but I'll be right back.
Talk amongst yourselves. I gotta say, I'm liking how the sketch is coming along for only 20 minutes worth of work.
He says that the upload will be done in like 2 minutes, so hopefully that resolves once that finishes.
Fine.
Well, I don't want to have him stop it in the last 2 minutes of uploading, okay? I'm not
Oh,
that
I
big
know,
of a
I
jerk.
know. Bear with us, folks.
Sorry that we're having these problems. You can just
This is what
go
this is
on
what
Twitter
happens when
and
you have
blame AC Race Best.
Twitter, YouTube, you know. Everywhere he has a presence. Bring it to the Semi-Perfect Podcast next week. Be sure to send in questions during the Q&A section. Ask him if he's uploading anything.
I think he just filmed like an update. So I think that's what he's uploading right now. Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. He says it's
Ladies
done.
and gentlemen,
If
you heard
didn't
it from
hear-
the source.
So
Hopefully this...
hopefully it fixes.
And Cat Venom, if you want to know what he's uploading, it's apparently done. I don't know if
So
it's
you'll-
live.
It's probably not live. He might not make it live until either later today or either tomorrow. But you will figure out soon enough. I think it's an update though. Just him talking about things that he's gonna be doing, I think. Man,
Did he film
all
it?
these-
Did he film it at Disneyland?
No, he just filmed it here.
Oh, yeah, the hollering earlier. Yes.
Yes. Instead of thanks Obama, it's thanks AC Race Best for ruining Toodles stream.
Nah, don't blame Race. He's spending his time producing that fine quality you've come to know and love.
Yeah.
So, Sarah, any tips for someone that wants to draw better?
Whew. Well, that's a loaded question. Practice, 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 and
I don't know if you want to pull up any of your old stuff.
Oh, I don't even know if I have any of my old stuff on this computer. I could rummage through my photo bucket at the end of the stream if I know my login. But yeah, I did just keep practicing, keep drawing. I watch people that you like their art style, watch their streams if they do them, or just study their art, just look at it, try and parse information out of it as much as you can. But yeah, just you gotta do things continuously in order to get better at them.
This is very true. I've heard this said, and I want to get your thoughts on it, Sarah. I've heard a couple people say, one way or the other, that one of the ways to improve is effectively copy someone else's work to help get used to shapes, get used to forms, get used to perspectives. And obviously not to copy their signature at the end of it, but as a way of learning how they've constructed a piece.
Yeah, that's something you can do, but I wouldn't, post it and say that it's your own artwork, because it's technically,
definitely
the
not that.
idea is not yours. You just, you're working off of it as far as like a learning tool. Looking at other people's art and kind of, seeing how they do it and, maybe emulating it, that's fine. That's fine on a private level for you to practice. But I would refrain from telling people to trace. That's not usually a way.
That doesn't even really. Yeah, that doesn't even really give you the feel for shapes or construction. It just tests your ability to follow a line.
But if you do copy something and you post it, at the very least, credit the original artist for that, drew the original stuff. But I would still just say keep that as in a private capacity. Like you're just. That's just practice. And once you get the hang of things and, start really learning the shapes and how things work, you can start working on original stuff. And that's always fun. Is just drawing characters out of your head. But yeah, fan art. That's a good way to learn stuff. I do fan art all the fucking time. Like, look at what I'm drawing right now. It's based on someone else's character. But I'm doing my own take on it. But yeah, fan art's a good way, if you like a character from a show and draw them. That's like completely free reign. Do it. And eventually you'll start to pick up on things like, certain trends or ways of drawing certain shapes.
You'll start noticing lines you didn't notice before.
Yeah.
The details.
Yeah.
Think about how you learn to do anything.
Yeah.
See Spot, run. Spot runs fast. Run, Spot, run.
One of my least favorite things in school was how in like those art books they have draw a circle and then draw a line. A lot of that stuff is, some of it is good to have. Like this drawing, I started off with a circle. But that's one thing that I kind of didn't like and I struggled with because I just, I wanted to get to the end product rather than like taking the steps, the very like tedious steps that it takes to get there. And I don't know. I can see those books as being helpful, but studying from life and from like the finished product of someone else's art, I think has been a lot more helpful to me than like being like, oh yeah, so I draw a circle and then I draw a line and then another line, and then on those lines I have to draw the eyeballs and then I have to draw the nose on this parallel. I hated that stuff so much. I hated it.
Well, Sarah, you've vaguely seen my art before.
Yeah.
Such that it was. I gotta say, watching you do your art streams like this has been a significant benefit to my ability.
Well, I'm glad.
Such that it is.
I'm glad I could help.
So yeah, for any of you that are looking to improve, yeah, definitely the 3 Ps of practice, 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 and, keep subscribing here and watch this stuff.
What was the first thing you did today?
Pandora thought I wasn't listening anymore. I'm like, yes, I'm still listening. God.
How presumptuous of it.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. I'm like,
Probably to
why do
save
you shut-
bandwidth.
Yes,
Make sure you're still active and it's not just going to streaming to an empty room.
I guess, but it's still stupid. Still stupid. Of course I'm
By the way,
listening.
I will apologize for everyone that hears my chair squeaking in the background.
It's not that bad.
WD-40 is hard.
That reminds me. You mentioning WD-40 reminded me of a story.
Let's
from
hear it.
when I worked at Ralph's.
Oh no.
I had this cart that I was pushing. I think I was taking out the compost or whatever the fuck. And it was a loud cart. Like the wheels, all of them just were in need of WD-40. And this one customer I'm passing, he's like, wow, need to get some WD-40 on that. And I'm like, yeah. And I just, I go about my business, and then, I drop off the compost, and I'm coming back down the aisle, and this customer, the same guy, he comes at me, and he grabbed a WD-40 bottle off the fucking shelf, and he opens it, and he's using it, like I can't even get words out of my mouth to be like, no, please don't do that, that's fucking stealing. So like before I could, so before I could say anything, he just starts spraying WD-40 on the wheels, and I'm like, what do I do?
Hope you're gonna pay for that, sir.
And he's like, there you go, all fixed, and he like puts the WD-40 on my cart, and I'm like, fuck. And I didn't say anything about it. And I was like,
Well, why would you? You're not the one that did it.
yeah.
It's fine. Wow.
Yeah. It's like, dude, I don't need your help.
I gotta admire his initiative, but wow.
Yeah, but still, it's like, no, that was stealing my man.
I think the best part was that he just left it on the cart. He didn't intend to buy it at all. He was just gonna help you fix it and move on.
Yeah. I don't even know what this is in the back. I
Where?
think it, like there's like this little emblem thing on her flank where I guess her cutie mark's supposed to be.
I can't even tell what that is.
I think it might be a different version of her cutie mark, because I think her cutie mark are a couple of cards. So I'll have to look that up. But
Let me see
pretty happy
if
with
I
the sketch so
anything.
far.
Oh. If I'm seeing it right, it's a couple of playing cards. You know, blackjack.
Okay.
Let me see. It looks like an ace of spades and a queen of spades.
I'm just gonna draw that in there and I'll take care of that later. I'll fall in love with you.
Although, as far as the wingsuit goes, I don't see any mark on it for some of the other pictures, so I'm not entirely sure what to do there.
Do what?
Oh, I'm looking at some of the pictures I can find. Let's see. That
I'm
one-
just using the reference that he gave me.
I see one here that appears to be a skull, like a pony skull. Yeah, go with the blackjack. Ace and queen of spades.
Okay.
And on the topic of WD-40, I remember a lovely little, well, not quite a flow chart, but a game square, so to speak. Is it moving? Yes. Is it supposed to move? Yes. Good. Is it moving? No. Is it supposed to move? Yes. WD-40.
Yeah.
Is it moving? No. Is it supposed to move? No. Good. Is it moving? Yes. Is it supposed to move? No. Duct tape. Unless it's proved that all you need in life is WD-40 and duct tape.
Yeah. Man, I'm so glad I'm not working at Ralph's anymore.
I am too.
I hated that place so much. It stressed me out.
I mean, I gotta give you a lot of credit for going out on your own, freelance in art.
Yeah. I just hope I get a steadier. Like I've got Radius. My
Oh, I'll
work,
tell you,
but
doing your own
it's
business
not-
is terrifying, but you'll get there. You got the skills to get.
It's not so much that I want to do my own business. It's, I want to get a job at a studio, like Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network. And I'm waiting. Like I've been putting out my resume. I'm just waiting for them to come to me. I'm like, hey, hire me. I mean, I had an interview with Nickelodeon, so I'm hoping that goes somewhere.
When are you supposed to hear by?
Either the end of this month or early next month. They told me it'd take a while.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Hope you get it.
But yeah, so in the meantime, I've just been doing my own thing.
Kind of nice, isn't it?
Not financially.
Oh yeah. No, there's always that terror of wondering where the next paycheck is coming from, but
Yeah.
Which means now you need to hire more people. Searching.
Thank you, Demon Train.
ZipRecruiter. Whether you're
I'll take a
looking
look
for
at
one
it.
position or two,
This is
ZipRecruiter
too
makes
dark.
hiring simple. One click and your job is posted to over 100 job sites.
I don't even know if I want to
Dashboard to
do
easily
any.
so how long you been doing this Patreon thing, Sarah?
About a year and 2 months now.
Just click the banner.
Hey, happy anniversary! I missed it.
Yeah. Technically, like the ending of the first run of postcards was my anniversary. To say, I didn't really do anything for it. I should have, but nope, I didn't.
Eh.
I was busy. But I remember you. So many broken hearts and doo-wop songs.
And now, good night, Imperious.
Night, Imperious.
Sleep a well when you get there.
For anybody else that's watching, did the stream cutting in and out resolve itself?
Working fine for me.
Okay, cool. I think I might color the eyes and then.
And then, just for a time reference, I'm not sure what else you have planned for this stream, but we're approaching 6:40.
Okay.
We just hit 6.
Coloring. Oh, there we go. That's fine. I've had the wrong tool out. Yeah, unfortunately, this might be the only thing I do on this stream. I wanted to get a couple more things done, but
You know what? I tell you what,
mechanical ponies takes time.
for a $10 sketch, you're giving your money's worth here.
Yeah. Well, technically, it was free because they won it on my raffle.
Well, fair enough. That's a heck of a darn fine raffle prize.
Yep.
By the way, my subscription renewed, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It does it automatically unless your card either like expires or you don't have enough funds.
Good to know.
In your account or something like that. Oh, you know, it lets me know when things are not right.
Keep me posted. I have no idea how Patreon works. I'm just giving you my money.
Guys, one badass looking pony, if I do say so myself.
And you do. And I agree.
Woot woot. I think that's finished. Maybe, you know what? I've got, I can probably start on sketching out Sunset Shimmer for the next postcard.
Let's see it.
That's what I'm gonna do. So, now I'm giving y'all the inner look as to how I do these things.
It's amazing how something so subtle can make such a dramatic difference in a picture.
Yeah. That's literally what I did for the team poster thing that I showed at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah.
Once I had like the first few people done, I just used like their head shape as a base, and I worked off of that. And sometimes I would borrow eyeballs from other people. And
Nice.
stick them on there, and I would adjust them so that it would look like the person. And I'm like, works for me.
Little slice and splice, and off you go.
Yeah, it's working efficiently. Captain Venom is threatening your chances at raffle winning. But that's not exactly how it works. I use a random name picker, so it's completely random every time.
He's welcome to try.
This doesn't give me a good idea of how her eyeballs work. What do our eyelashes look like? Ah, they're just basic. Okay.
So here's an potentially odd question.
Yeah.
As an artist, where do you look to determine someone's personality in an image? Or what features do you use or focus on?
Are you talking specifically like about ponies or just in general? Or
Yeah, I guess in general. I mean, every animal or creature has a different physiology, so there's going to be variation there, but
well, sometimes when I, get people asking me to draw certain characters that I don't know anything about, sometimes they'll give me like a description of what their personality is like, and I can work off of that. But other than that, I don't know. I just,
is there anything conscious that you look at?
Well, sometimes, especially in animation, there's always like, those visual cues that sometimes people put into their characters, like, Fluttershy. She's got part of her face covered with her long bangs of hair. A lot of the times in images, she looks like, she's bashful and shy. And Rainbow Dash, she's always got that kind of confident type of posure, and she's always got those, kind of
Head up, shoulders back kind of thing?
yeah, and like those determined eyeballs, those like, like that.
Yeah, a little more
Not angry, but like more like
intense.
I'm gonna like kick your butt at whatever you want to challenge me at. But and then like Rarity, she's got like swoopy hair. She in general she's got like eyeshadow, longer eyelashes, so she's like a vain character. There's always like visual cues that people will put into animation as far as, the personality of a character. And those are things that some people tend to pick up on. Sometimes it takes
So then
a
who's...
little while.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
I was done.
Oh. Oh, fine. Fine. What then, who is Sunset Shimmer then, in your mind? What kind of personality?
Well, you know, she kind of had a bit of a roller coaster because, like, you know, she was a
Yeah.
badass bitch to start off with, and did
She kinda went
anything she could to get the end result she wanted. But then, you know, when she turned over to the good side, so to say, she at first was a little more reserved and she was guilty. I don't think that lasted too long, though, because I think, you know, with the 6 friends that she had, they, you know,
Yeah.
felt genuinely welcomed. And
Perhaps a better question then is, where are her emotional cues set on her body? How does she convey visually her emotion?
I mean, I think
personality?
her colors in general, they're bright, bold colors. She's generally kind of a bold character. Confident. Got a bit of attitude sometimes. Am I giving you the answer that you want?
I don't know. Are you answering my question?
Well, I think so.
If so, then you are. No, I'm not looking for any answer in particular. I'm just curious what you focus on if you're drawing a picture like this. What is it that you see in Sunset Shimmer that would differentiate her from Starlight Glimmer, for example?
I mean, they're both very similar characters, so I think Starlight Glimmer in general has a harder time dealing with her guilt than Sunset ever did.
Junior.
You know, the thing with Sunset is, like, you know, she had that bit of guilt, but she owned up pretty quickly to what she did.
She's working through it better now.
Yeah, she's had the time to cope with it and make things right, I guess. Oh, Race's video is apparently out, so check it out after the stream, I guess.
Yeah, well, you got about 8 minutes left.
Yeah. Man, I gotta give her more room. Her hair is so voluminous.
Voluminous. It's a fun word, voluminous. I've said it before and I'll say it again, your swearing is absolutely adorable.
Ooh, that's wrong. Nope. I gotta work on her hair a little more. Later. Gotta figure it out. Her hair is super weird. Ketchup and mustard.
Kind of fiery, too.
Yeah.
With those little dogs in it.
Oh yeah, she is associated with the sun.
Yeah, fair enough. Sunset Shimmer. I almost said it myself. Sunshit.
Like, it's hard to not say sunshit. It's just
Sunshit
one of those-
Shimmer.
Please take care of my baby. Be just as kind as you can be. Whoop.
Wow, yeah. Love the back of that head.
Whoop. 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 Whoop.
before the extra main was added on, that was a very impressive shape.
Yeah. It's so weird because, like, you know how everybody was like, oh, Equestria Girls is fine as long as, like, you know, they're separate from, like, My Little
Ponies.
Pony. But boy, do I wish that Sunset Shimmer could just be in My Little Pony.
Why is that?
I just love her as a character so much. I don't know exactly what her, like, I guess just... I feel like her redemption was, you know, because you got a whole fucking hour and a half of, like, her redemption arc at one time. And
yeah, and it wasn't a forced redemption. Everyone still remembered exactly what she did.
Yeah. I just like her character. She's got that bit of spunk, and she's really level-headed and...
Surprisingly pragmatic.
Yeah.
Then again, I suppose you would be if you were banished from your previous home and forced to assume another form. Well, that sucked. Let's get to business.
Let's take over this world. And then Twilight's like, no, don't take over. And she's like, oh, shit, okay.
Alright.
Fine. And then she falls in love with Twilight, and then she goes to Equestria again, and she's all pony again, and then she and Twilight get married, and they both become the best dance ever. The flirty heart.
And then they kissed.
Yeah, I ship Sunset, Shimmer, and Twilight.
Do ya?
Yeah. I think they've got a good dynamic. Plus, like, in the last Equestria Girl movie, when...
Which Twilight? Sorry, I gotta ask.
I mean, I guess both, but, like, the original Twilight.
Horse Twilight.
Yeah, Horse Twilight that came to non-horse land. But yeah, I shipped them. But it might not be reality ever. Because I don't think Hasbro wants to do that.
You never know. We still got a movie ahead.
Yeah. Don't think
Hey.
Sunset it's gonna be in that.
Yeah. The movie theater, they're not a... Well, no, they'll never mind. I'm gonna strike that statement. Well, looks like we're winding down in the last few minutes here.
Yep, we are.
If y'all got any questions, fire them off now. Type now or forever hold your peace, or at least until the next time we do one of these.
Yeah, which will probably be... Let me look at my calendar.
Yes, let's all find out what you're going to do this week.
Well, next month.
Next month.
Yeah, okay, May. Semi-Perfect Podcast is on the 3rd
Oh my
of
gosh,
May.
is that free coming up already?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the 13th
Oh
through the
dang,
15th.
Mother's Day weekend. Not gonna be able to make that. Anyway, sorry.
So that's gonna be another SPP on the 17th and the 31st. Shit, y'all get 3 SPPs in 1 month.
Heck yeah!
So either the 10th or the 24th will be an art stream. I think maybe the 10th? I don't know which date's gonna be better. I've got graduation all up in this biz on the 19th, so maybe... And then my parents, they might be staying like a week after my graduation, so maybe this one is not gonna work out the day. So, most likely on the 10th. Most likely the 10th. But yeah. Well, I got Sunset sketched, so now I just gotta move on to inking and coloring, and that will be out within the first week of May. But yeah, thank you guys for coming to my stream. I always enjoy talking to you guys and trying to answer your questions to my best of my abilities. But
Yibbity yibbity, that's all, folks. Have a good night.
Good night.